The Club World Cup champions Chelsea were back in action, this time against Crystal Palace in the Premier League, and they left it late, Shaka, but they did get the winner in the end through Hakim Ziyech. What did you think of his goal?
I thought it was wonderfully taken. Listen, he bit of a heartbreak for Ziyech early on after he tapped in and that goal was ruled off for offside. And then just kind of giving everything around Ziyech's start and coming back in and how he's featured. It was good to see him on the score sheet. And let's be honest, it was a wonderfully taken goal by Ziyech very late on. Now, it gave Chelsea 3 points. If you're Crystal Palace, you probably feel a little bit hard done by, given that you're on the road. And I thought you had a couple of good opportunities yourself. Zaha whistled a couple by the post on a couple of occasions. But truth be told, I thought Chelsea were the better of the two teams and deserved the 3 points. Guaita had a couple of incredible saves to make in the first half from Rudiger and N'Golo Kante. Then Butland came in and didn't have an awful lot to do in the second half. As I mentioned, had one disallowed, and then the Ziyech goal. I don't think there's nothing Butland could have done about that.
So what did you make then of, after the first half of action, there was a lot of talk about Romelu Lukaku only having 2 touches in the entire first half. And we even saw some of the Chelsea fans upset with this too. What do you make of people getting frustrated about Lukaku?
Listen, it's a difficult ask for Romelu Lukaku. He's at his best playing in counter-attacking teams. But Chelsea aren't that. And home to Crystal Palace, you're not going to get many opportunities to run in behind the defense. So then it becomes, how do you best utilize his strengths? How do you get him into small spaces? How do you get Lukaku playing in those small spaces? And that's the challenge for Thomas Tuchel, and maybe some of the frustrations for Romelu Lukaku. But that's just who Chelsea are. That's who the league is. And that is something that Chelsea and Tuchel have to work on tactically. But to that point, Lukaku surely knows that by now and knows that more times than not, he's going to have to play with his back to goal. It's not something that's beyond him, and has to be prepared to do that and look for runners coming in from midfield and provide that option as that striker holds the ball up and waiting for support. So I think blame cuts both ways here. I think a lot more can be done tactically, but Romelu Lukaku, he can also offer more, just given the expectation around this club.
And there's obviously a lot to celebrate with Chelsea, but they are well off the pace in the title race. What can they take from this?
A hard-fought win in a London derby against a decent Crystal Palace outfit. As I say, Crystal Palace had their chances. We could have been having a very different discussion. But in the end, I thought Chelsea, as I mentioned, were deserving of the 3 points. They were the better of the two. And take that. You take that in terms of keeping distance between yourself and the rest of the chasing pack, leaving them to battle it out for 4th spot. And as you try to secure third as best as early as you can.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.